Hey, shalom, 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 shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Hakadosh, giving double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Peace and salutations to the Akim, the brethren out there on the highways and byways, pushing this truth in 100% sincerity. And peace and salutations to the few and sincere sisters who believe in this gospel. So I want to entitle this lesson, If this devil had his way, no flesh would be saved, right? So I want to go into this particular video here on Instagram I got, and it's going into these data centers and the water that they consume. These data centers that the amount of water that these data centers consume, right? So let's go into a little whittle in this video lesson to be edifying.
Entire bottle of water.
Well,
listen to this. Many people don't know this, but just 3 ChatGPT responses can consume an entire bottle of water. While we were distracted with other things, there's a danger that nobody's talking about. But it's going to hit harder than anything this decade. The world could run out of water. It's actually called Day Zero. Now, Day Zero is a moment when the water supply gets so low that governments have to shut off access to regular tap water. Remember, we're in the biggest tech transformation in history, and tech needs water. AI and data centers need water. Now, this is a serious threat, but it could be a huge opportunity. There's a reason why people like Bill Gates, Richard Branson, and other billionaires are investing in water. Now, here's 5 ways to invest in water. You have water ETFs, PHOFIW, both give you exposure to the entire ecosystem. Number 2, you got water utilities, AWK, WTRG, both predictable, essential demand. Then you have infrastructure, filtration, desalination, pipelines. These are the pick and shovels of the water ecosystem. You have water tech, companies that are solving purification and recycling. Now, by the time everybody figures this out, it's going to be too late. Follow me for more on the future of money, resources, and how to position your... Listen to this.
All right, so you saw what he said. Not this video that this Jake made. He talking about investing in these water companies, right? The problem with that is the fact that with these data centers, we know that there's going to be a water supply issue, right? Because here's what you don't see. They ain't going to give a damn if you don't have water. All they care about is, are these data centers, are those needs being met? Because they have an agenda. They have an agenda of complete control, using AI in these data centers. One of the biggest purposes that they're going to use is surveillance. And they need somewhere to store that data, store that information, process that information, and do whatever they need to do with it. So that's one of the main reasons why they need these large data centers that consume all of these waters, because they need computers that can process and handle, that are powerful enough, that can process and handle, the type of workload that they're going to need. Because what they plan on doing is implanting a C-HIP in billions of people, not just in America, but around the whole world. They plan on implanting a C-HIP in billions of people that's going to record and host a plethora of different data. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's why these data centers, that's why it's so important that they have water, because these data centers are going to be using so much power and generating so much heat. They need water to cool them down. They need water to keep them cool, right? But they use so much of it. That's why you got this Day Zero type of thing, because they're using so much of it, so much water, it is a possibility that there is going to be a water shortage or a depletion of the world's water supply just to supply and house these data centers. That's the issue with this devil, right? And people, humans, we need water. We need water to survive, and we need water for various other purposes too. But this devil really don't give a damn about that. All his purpose and all he cares about is whatever his agenda is. Moving forward with his agenda of world sea hipping, right? World surveillance, world global control. That's his main thing. That's his main concern is that, you know? So let's go into the scriptures. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 24. And I'm going to start at verse 20. It says, "But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time. No, nor never shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened," right? So if the Lord wasn't shortening the days, right? Scriptures say no flesh will be saved. This devil would destroy everybody on the earth. This devil will destroy everybody on the earth with his selfish, greed-filled agendas and the things that he want to do. Nobody will survive. You know? So the Lord is shortening the days. The Lord is shortening the times. And this devil understands he has a short time, right? It's the book of Revelation, chapter 12. I'm going to start at verse 10, and it says, "And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, Now is come salvation and strength in the kingdom of our power and the power of his anointed. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night," right? And it just came out yesterday, I believe, that the SPLC, the Southern Poverty Law Center, has been found out to be a Klan supporting, money laundering, extremist organization itself, because their purpose was to track and identify extremist organizations and ultimately dismantle them. But it's come out that this same organization, is people in this same organization, I believe, have taken over $3 million from the KKK. I believe so. So the thing that they said that, and they got us on there, right, as well as other what they call black identity extremist groups or whatever. So the very thing that they claim to be fighting against, they're doing it and supporting it themselves, right? So Esau, the accuser of his brethren, right, or yes, Esau, the accuser of his own brethren, right, is being cast down. Verse 11, it says, "And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto death. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time," right? So this devil, this Edomite, is about to come down with great wrath, right? And that's why he's pushing out the creation of these data centers, because he's trying to move as fast as he can, because he know he don't have that long, so that's why he's pushing out all of these data centers. And we said it at camp this past weekend, because he's moving so fast and because he's moving very sloppily, very sloppy, it's going to be, of course, we're going to see the wrath. This devil is going to come down with wrath and violence, but it's going to be comical at the same time because he's trying to do it so fast that, you know, it's not going to work how he thinks it is. You know, I imagine that the first round of C-hips that they try and put into people, you get it injected in you, you know, people going to get it injected in them and they try and activate it and boom, you're dead. Nigga died instantly, you know, which is judgment from the Lord. But that's also showing that his works, man, his works are coming to naught. I think that's yeah, no, this ain't it. But the scriptures say that this devil's works are coming to nothing. His works are failing, right? Wisdom has been removed from Edom. And we're seeing it firsthand. We're seeing it right now. All of these things that he think he's doing, that he think he's going to be successful in is ultimately going to fail. You know, it's not going to come to, you know, what he thinks that is going to be, right? And we can get this in Revelation 17. Or was it? Or was it 18?
Please sign in to your vehicle before driving.
Oh, okay, it was 11. 11 and 18. That's what I was thinking about, right? So let me start here at verse 17. It says, saying, we give thee thanks, O Lord Yahweh Almighty, which art and was and art to come, because thou hast taken to thee thy great power and his reign. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. And the temple of the Most High was opened in heaven, and there was seen in his temple the dark of his testament, and there were lightnings and voices and thunderings, and an earthquake and great hail, right? So the Lord is going to destroy him that destroy the earth. Who is destroying the earth right now? It's Esau Edom, the so-called white man, right? Self-proclaimed white man. Via these data centers, he's going to cause more damage to the earth, right? I seen a video not too long ago. On average, these data centers warm the surrounding ground within, like, I want to say, it might have been a 10-mile radius. It might have been smaller than that. But within like a 5 to 10-mile radius, I might be wrong on that number, but it definitely did, the video definitely did say that these data centers heat up the ground around them by up to 16 degrees Fahrenheit, right? So that's going to destroy the ecosystem. That's going to destroy the ground, the crops, the plants. It's going to cause a lot of problems in the earth, right? Especially with the amount of electricity that they use, the amount of water that's needed to cool these data centers down. You know, it's a big thing. And ultimately it's going to lead to the destruction of this planet if it were not for Yahweh Basham, Yahweh Shah speeding up the times, right? and bringing about the salvation of the Israelites, right? So this was a short lesson, man. Lord willing, this video was edifying, giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Chakwarash. Until next time.